Well, man, I'll tell you, I couldn't wait to do this. We've been waiting to do this all day, and now when we right here, we get a chance. Welcome to the show, Ernie Myers, NC State Wolfpack. What's going on, Ernie?
Hey, what's happening?
What's
Great
up,
to be
man?
here, man? What's good,
How you doing? Man, this man, you been to the White House? You been to the White House?
Yeah, man.
You been to the White House? Everything.
Yeah, man. When we had Obama in the White House.
There you go. Man, Wolfpack legend sitting in the studio with us, but more importantly, he's calling ACC women's basketball for the ACC women's basketball tournament. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I've been doing this for on ACCX with the women's team for almost 5 years now.
Wow. Nice, very nice, outstanding.
I watched these young women kind of grow into this national powerhouse that they are right now. They're the third-ranked team in the country.
They balling.
They balling. I mean, they're 17-1 in the conference. They got the number 1 seed in the conference and a double bye. They play on Friday, but it's been great to watch these young women, mature and get to this point. A lot of them came back after last year. They lost in the Sweet 16, and Lisa Conane, Kai Crutchfield,
yes,
also known as Kai Clutchfield, and
nice.
You got Raina Perez, who's the consummate professional on the court. She kind of runs the team. Then you got Jakia Brown-Turner, who was all ACC last year. I thought she should have been it this year. Yeah. They chose not to put her there. And then you got KJ, who's my favorite player on the team. She Kayla Jones, she worked her way into being the glue of the team. She does whatever the team needs to be done on the court, and she keeps everything together. And it's just a great bunch. And you got Jada Boyd coming off the bench,
right?
Nice.
And then Diamond, the real deal, Johnson coming in off the bench.
Wow,
real thing.
deal.
You know what I mean? She's the real diamond. She's not no cubic zirconia in her game at all. You know what I mean? She just was awarded the 6th Woman of the Year in the conference. So I mean, it's just been and then Coach Westmore.
Yeah,
he was named Coach of the Year.
Even though he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. I mean, that's cool,
I got to get on him about that. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy. I'm a Giants guy.
He really not here because he don't know nothing about football. Because if he's a Cowboys fan, he don't know nothing about football. But what's weird now, we talked to Coach Moore 5-6 years ago, maybe. And we were asking him about the dominance of Connecticut and just this whole, the concept, like his boy, same thing. He said, well, we just got to go beat them then. Huh?
Yeah. And
I said, okay, Coach. I said, okay. And now look at us now. Here we are.
Yeah. How you like me now? I mean, he's not only is he a great coach and leader and, again, he's ACC Coach of the Year. This is his 3rd time being Coach of the Year in the ACC. But he's recruited a number of high-quality young women. They are great to be around. They love each other, and it's just great to to cover them. Have fun doing it.
Yeah, we're talking to the great Ernie Myers, who a lot of people just remind you he is the national champion for the Wolfpack and played a significant role. We're going to get into that a little later. But Ernie, I'm always curious, given that you played the game at a high level, one of the top recruits come in your senior year in high school coming to NC State. The women, I like to watch them because they're so fundamentally.
Yes.
They play the game the way you teach it.
Yes.
Talk about the difference between how you played and when you see the women play today.
Yeah. The women's game is kind of a throwback of what we used to play back in the day. I mean, there's inside play.
Yeah.
I love the footwork. I watch Kunane and Camille Hobby. You see the inside game. They move the ball around, and the women are more athletic today than they were when back in when I was in school, like in the 19th century. I'm old now, but yeah, the game has evolved, and these young women are balling out, man. You look at them, in this conference. There's some women in this conference that are just great ball players, and the difference in the game is I just love watching them play because it reminds me of the way the game. There's no stretch fours, and Coach Moore plays a 1 in and 4 out, and everybody can shout threes. If you double team on her, they shoot 40% from 3 as a team.
Wow.
So and they'll knock it down. But yeah, I just love to watch the women play. It's kind of a pure throwback game, and they're fundamentally sound, and they understand the game.
Awesome. So I had a question about, I was on the press conference the other day, and Coach Moore, he said he was really excited, but what excited him most is now it's March Madness, right?
Yes.
And even though they're coming in number 1 seed, he's like, we're taking this one game at a time. So it was just the humbleness.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the players and how they're going to be taking these games one game at a time. So he's not like, okay, we've got this.
No.
That's not how they're coming in.
No.
And he was talking about that.
Yeah, he reminds me of Coach V in that way, because we never looked. It was when we made the tournament, it was 6 one-game seasons. We never thought about the next game.
Mm-hmm.
It's this game right here in front of us. We're going to focus on that. We're not thinking 2 games and we played it. If we win this game, no, we're going to win this game. We're going to focus on this game.
Sure.
And if we get to the next game, that was the whole survive and advance thing.
Right.
That we survived that game and we advanced to the next game.
Right.
We ain't gonna think about if we run into, we run into Louisville or we run into the next team. It's who we playing right now, and that's the way you should do it. You should not, you don't be thinking about when we get to the championship. We're gonna play this team. No. They play the winner of the Boston College Florida State game, and both those teams are good teams. They're good teams. And anything can happen in the tournament, as you know.
Exactly.
So you got to take every game, one game at a time.
Right. I mean, we talked to the great Ernie Myers rocking with us. Involved in college women's basketball games and doing a great job there. I want to switch gears a little bit. You brought it a little bit up. The tournament, which comes on at Monday nights. And I tell you, man, I have to be honest with you, it's been some really good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a really good tournament. And I know you was involved in a lot of those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But just talk about the run, because I know, because Darren Winberg is executive producer, but he talked about when he got injured that year on your championship run.
Right.
You played a role in keeping everything together while he was out, I think. Remind me of that.
Yeah. I averaged 17 points a game and that while he was out. Was an integral part of keeping the team together. All of our guys, Cozell McQueen, Terry Gannon, everybody stepped up. Lorenzo, the late great Lorenzo,
exactly.
Charles, George McLean, my teammate Alvin Battle. Everybody played a great role in that championship run. You can pinpoint in every game where someone did something that helped that team win. Who wasn't the 3 seniors on that team?
Right.
They were our leaders. Derek Wittenberg, Sidney Lowe, Thurl Bailey, but Lorenzo Charles, Cozell McQueen, Ernie Myers, all those guys had an integral part in keeping that team together on that run. And I was just coming out of high school.
Yeah, you were a freshman.
I was a freshman, and and it was a blessing in disguise, that he got hurt, because what happened was that team got better. And when he came back, he came back to a different team, a stronger team. And, Sidney Lowe played, he was our leader on the court. And Coach V was the leader on the bench.
Wow.
And it was just a magical season, just coming out of Harlem, New York City to
wow.
People say, "Why are you going to NC State?" Why you ain't going to St. John's or Syracuse or I said I wanted to go to a team that had NC State was going to be ranked, and I wanted to be a part of a winning team. I could have went to I was recruited by everybody. Coming out of high school, being a McDonald's All-American, coming out of high school. And I chose NC State because of Coach V and the guys on the team. And what they went to the tournament the year before I got there. And then the next year, magic happened.
Wow.
Well, we talk about Wolfpack great Ernie Myers, and Ernie, we talk about that magical run you guys had. We're talking about the tournament series on ACC Network. And you talked about coming in as a freshman. You're talking about coming from New York, coming here. You always had some pretty strong seniors on that team. You had Coach V on the team. But talk about the moment when you probably can remember when you said, oh, this is something much more special than I ever thought?
Yeah, it was the Carolina game, at home when we beat Jordan and Perkins and and all those guys. I think that
Say that
was
part again. A lot of people probably didn't.
Yeah. When we beat Jordan and Perkins and Brad Doherty and that team at home.
Yeah, because I thought about that when I saw them out there a couple of weeks ago, and I said, wait a minute, didn't that Wolfpack team beat them? But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was at that game and at the Carolina when they had that 82 team they were honoring.
Right.
And we was having a rough game, so I didn't want to go and
that's right.
They were giving it to us that game.
Having a real rough game.
Yeah, we was having a real rough game, man. And I wanted to go over there and speak to those guys, but I was like, hey, man, I'm going to just let them just rock with it. Because I remember, playing in that game and starting in that game. And that game gave us the confidence that we knew we could beat anybody in the country, and that, that's the game that I knew, okay, this is real.
And I can do it.
And I can do it. I started, they were a number 1 or 2 team in the country at that time. And
just think about that, though.
Yeah.
This dude was a freshman.
Yeah.
You got Jordan out there, Perkins, and they were, they was pretty good.
Oh,
they had just won the national championship the year before. And you got this freshman that started, man. That had to be just amazing to be a part of that kind of situation.
Yeah, you don't realize it until it's years later. Coach V always said this championship that you won or what, it's going to mean more to you when you're older person.
Sure, exactly.
Than the experience you having now.
Sure.
You're having fun now because we were treated like rock stars and all that kind of stuff. You think back. And then you're like, man, I was on the court with, some of the greatest players to ever play in the ACC.
And putting in work, too, though.
Yeah, putting in work.
You putting in work, too.
Yeah. And balling, what I mean?
Yeah.
So some of those same people now, you got a chance over this NBA All-Star Weekend, you probably got a chance to watch the 75 greatest. You probably looked at it and said, I played against him.
Yeah.
I played against him.
Exactly.
I played against him.
Exactly.
I played against him.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. I know this guy.
Yeah.
Kenny Smith and I grew up
together. That's right.
And played AAU ball together with Riverside Church.
Yeah.
Grew up with him, and he's like, he said some nice things about me.
Yeah, he always talked about you a lot.
Yeah. He said, if it wasn't for Ernie Myers, I might not have made it to the NBA.
Yeah, he said that.
So, just watching my work ethic back then when I was, coming out of New York City, I know a lot of guys. Chris Mullins, Hall of Famer.
We're going to get you to come back on. We're going to spend more time because we got a lot of questions. But I do have one question.
Sure.
You from Harlem, all this. So let's talk about the rap game now. Who's your go-to for the rap game back when you was growing up in Harlem?
Now, going back, it was Melly Mel. Melly Mel with the fantastic, with the Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, there you go.
And the Furious Five. Melly Mel was at that time the greatest MC.
Wow.
In the world. I mean, that. I used to follow them. I used to go to parties. My uncle was real tight with Keith Cowboy. From that, I used to carry the crates in the parties. Yeah. That was my, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. So I'm dating myself. A lot of these young.
No, we're in that same day.
You're right.
We are in that same day.
You good?
Okay.
We're talking to Wolfpack legend Ernie Myers. I love Kenny Smith too. We went to college together. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you because of the era that you played in and just coming fast forward to now, how do you encourage the guys now over at NC State?
Well,
what are you saying to them?
I just spoke to the team, when the season, Coach Keats asked me to come and speak to the team. And what the point I got across to them is, when you win as an individual, you win as a team. There's no individual bigger than the team. You know what I mean? And if you work hard, and this is what Coach V always say, you can work hard. That don't mean you're going to be successful. But if you don't work hard, I can guarantee that you won't be successful.
That's exactly right.
And that always stuck with me, throughout life. And I intimated that to the team. Like, And you might not like the moves that the coach makes, you know, but his job is to win. It's nothing personal. You know, it's his job is to win games, you know. And Coach V used to always say, I don't choose who plays. You choose. You make me play you.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? You know, you ain't going. I'm not giving you nothing. You're going to prove to me that you deserve to be out there. So if you're not getting no playing time, don't look at me.
Right.
Work harder.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So that's the message, you know, I gave to them, because a lot of people didn't understand when I was, you know, when I was playing, and you know Wittenberg was coming back.
Right.
You know, Coach V sat me down and he asked me. He said, you know, Wittenberg is coming back. How do you feel about him starting, or me giving him?
Yeah.
He might only have 2 games left. And I said, Coach, as long as we're winning, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, and he came back. We became a stronger team, and we won the national championship.
That is.
I didn't cry. I didn't bitch or moan. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
I accepted the role.
Right.
And even though I was a big part of it, and I didn't understand it at that time, but looking back, he did what he had to do.
There you go.